What's up, everyone? This is Thomas Edwards from thomasedwardsjr.com. Welcome to the Weekly Intention, where I teach you how to live a better life right now using practical lessons from personal stories. So today, we're talking about permission. What is permission? What does permission look like? What do you need to get permission? All those things. And I'm doing this here in my sister's house just outside of DC. And I'm here in the middle of my daddy-daughter trip, vacation, whatever you want to call it, where she's taking a nap right now. And I wanted to do a check-in, a personal check-in with myself and also with you, because it wasn't too long ago where I didn't think a trip like this was possible. Me taking my daughter by myself. My wife's not here. She's enjoying life in LA, and enjoying herself and her time to herself. But being here, taking her cross country to Boston to see family, then taking a train, a 7-hour train down to DC here, where I'm able to surprise my niece and nephew, being here and spend time and connect with my sister. It wasn't long ago that those things to me were just crazy. Not just from the logistics, but just in general. And it was really interesting. I think back to all these previous moments in my life where I wanted to do something and I found myself waiting for things to come into my life, like money, waiting for me to feel more confident about myself and my capabilities, or just feeling like I had the freedom, waiting for these things to come in, thinking that that was what I needed. And it wasn't until this year that I really started to put things together around the idea that things won't happen until I make them happen. If I'm sitting here waiting for other people or other things to show up in my life, that means that I don't get to create the reality that I want. That means my reality is going to be based on something else or someone else to create it for me. And yes, I agree. So sometimes you do need particular things like money, time off from work, or whatever. But ultimately, regardless of those things, whether you have them or not, the permission that I really had to give or get was from myself. Permission to even say, hey, let's make this a reality. Like, what would this actually look like if I chose to do it today? And when I put it together, this trip, I realized this was totally doable. This was more than doable. This was essentially a piece of cake. Now, I'm not saying that like traveling with a 2-year-old is a cakewalk, but in my experience, it's been magical and so much fun and so much joy just to connect to my daughter on that level, in a way that is just different than how I have been before. And it was because I chose. I gave myself permission to do something like that. I gave myself permission to connect with my sister and just come to Boston, come to DC just for the hell of it. Just because I wanted to, not because I had an obligation, not because I was working or I had clients here, not because of any other reason other than I wanted to. And so I made it happen. And I share this story because I want you guys to understand there's a lot of things in your life that you're waiting on. There's a lot of things that you are waiting to get permission to ask for things as opposed to just going after them. Whether it's permission to go up and talk to someone and create a connection with them, permission to talk to your boss about the possibilities around getting a promotion or getting new work responsibilities, asking for permission to stand up for yourself around your friends, or to take a stand around something that's really important to you at the risk of someone disagreeing with you. There's always this asking for permission that we find ourselves in because we're waiting for this telltale sign that it's okay to do something. And the reality is, the only permission you need to give is the permission you give yourself. And once you give yourself that permission, from there, you start to build the courage. You start to build the power. You start to build the trust in yourself to create the life that you ultimately want, or to at least go after the very thing that you desire. Now, there's a lot of things that I planned and have already done this year based on just giving myself the permission. And this trip was just one of the many things that I was able to create because I allowed myself to do it. I wasn't waiting on anyone else. And ironically, like, because I was waiting for something to happen, whether it was I needed the money or I needed the time, what was I going to do when I was here and not working? All these things were coming up for me, and they were just distractions from the thing that I was looking for the most, which was permission. And so the lesson I want to share with you guys is the permission that you seek isn't out there. The permission that you seek is in here. And once you're able to give yourself that permission, the possibilities of what can open up for your life are endless. And so when I think about how that applies to my life, this is a great example. Me being here in DC on my own free will, no obligation to work, no obligation to do anything else but to be here with my family and have a great, great time. We're gonna have a movie night tonight, which I'm really excited. We're gonna have some other things that we have planned to surprise my daughter with, and my niece and nephew, and I'm really excited about those things. But I'm also looking forward to other things like my weekend workshop that's happening in LA. For so long, I've been wanting to do a weekend workshop, boot camp style, which I think will be really fun for men. And I just decided, I'm gonna give myself permission and do that. And of course, if you want to learn more about that, just go to thomasedwardsjr.com/intentioncon to learn all about that. But also the idea about how to help men in different areas, whether it's in colleges, in traditional education, and through other platforms, writing a book. These are all things that I was waiting on. I was waiting for a bigger platform. I was waiting for more Instagram likes and more Twitter followers and more visibility in order to feel like I could do these things. And the reality is none of those things matter. I matter, and I want to do those things. Those two together are enough for me to have the permission to go ahead and do those things and make them become a reality. And so my question for you guys is, where in your love, lifestyle, leadership, and legacy do you find yourself waiting for permission and to go after the things that you want? And as a result, you're still waiting, and those things aren't happening. And what is your intention to no longer wait, to give yourself permission, and to create the reality that which you desire? I had to change the scenery a little bit. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video because I want you guys to live a better life full of connection, experiences, value, and purpose. And the reality is you can do it a lot quicker and a lot more effectively than you think. And so when it's time for you to give yourself that permission to step into the life that you're meant to live, go to thomasedwardsjr.com/talk and let's have that conversation about what is that life you want to lean into, that you're meant to live. And if you love this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, post videos every week. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it because they can live a better life with the right intention. That's all I got, guys. Until the next time, this is Thomas saying keep it simple, be amazing, and live intentionally.